Hey, and welcome to the Newbies Real Estate Investor of New Jersey podcast. I'm Jonathan Boyle.
And I'm Joey Chan. And today we have a special guest.
My name is Tam.
Awesome, and we'll get right into it. So, Tam, do you mind telling us a little bit about yourself?
Sure. As I say, my name is Tam, and I have been investing in real estate for a little bit, about 4 years. Mostly doing fix and flips. I have done, I would say, about 15 flips now.
Nice.
Yes, and I started to get into buy and hold as well. And
Very nice. So, Tam, what got you into doing fix and flip? Well, what got you into doing real estate investing in general?
So I used to be an accountant and financial analyst. When I start to have my kids, it just struggled to whether I continue with staying in a corporate world or being a mom, just like stay-at-home mom, and for my children. So I decided to, I was just looking to see what I can do, and one day I just decided, heard on the radio on infomercial came on with Tams and Fortune Builder for a free session. And I went in and then just check it out and found out that, okay, this is something that I really would like to do. Decided to join and start diving in right away into real estate investing. And 1 month after, I just quit my job cold turkey.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
That's a leap.
Yes, I took a leap of faith and decided to do this full time, and I'm loving it. It's just like got my first flip 3 months after I decided to become a real estate investor.
Okay.
And things just take off from there. However, it sounds easy, but it's not always that easy.
Definitely.
Yes, and just doing this is like it gives me flexibility, time for my children. I think that's my why there of why I'm doing this is my kids. Give me time to that I can get to spend time with them while they're in school. I mean, after the school. I mean, not while they're in school. Oh my God. So while they're in school, then I can run around and do what I have to do it with the fix and flip. And then after school, then I can just concentrate on them, take them to after school activities, spend time, play with them and things
Exactly,
like that.
so you can spend more time with them.
Yes, exactly. And then I can be my own boss and do work when I want to.
Yeah.
Much.
Nice.
So, Tam, sorry to interrupt
No,
I did. You just brought up a lot of good points right there. I don't know, Joey, correct me if I'm wrong. Tam is the first fortune builder on our podcast, right?
I believe so.
Yeah, so, I don't know if anyone knows what Fortune Builders is out there, but, it's a great company. If you're looking to get started in real estate and don't know where, that's just another option you could do. You pay for, the information, and they teach you how to become a real estate investor. So, Tam here is an awesome example. So, if, one of the big things about Fortune Builders, some people say, oh, it doesn't work or whatever, but, go ahead, sorry.
Okay, no problem. To your point, pretty much, it really depends. You get the information and you have to apply the information.
Exactly, that's what I was going to get to.
With everything, just like school, you go to school and you have to apply what you learn in order to be successful, and not just to go and then do nothing about it.
Exactly, just like I went to school for my psychology degree.
Okay.
Obviously, I don't do anything with it, so it's not applied knowledge.
Right.
Yeah, it's the same thing. I went to school for finance and also MIS, and same thing. I don't do either one anymore. But going back to your point about fortune builders, that was actually the similar way that I got started too. I went to their meeting at the very beginning. I went to their meeting, and then after that, I went to the weekend event, and shortly after that, I discovered the meetup group that I'm sure you're part of.
Yes.
And I was a member there for 2 years, from like 2015 up to 2017. I met a lot of great people, a lot of investors, and then, however, I didn't do any deals right away. So it's okay to go and learn, and then start doing your deals. It's right now, I would say it's a little bit difficult to find deals.
Yes, totally agree.
Right?
Yep.
We all agree.
Difficult to find good deals.
Good deals.
There you go.
Yes.
Exactly. Yes. there are plenty of deals out there,
Yes.
but good deals is what I'm talking about. So, go ahead and start your education now. Is basically my point.
I think it's so important that, for me also is go to the meetups. I think that's where your local meetup is where you meet people like us, like ourselves. You guys, like I met you guys at one of Nick Tams
Right. Yes. Exactly.
meetups,
Mm-hmm.
and I felt that you learn it, you apply it, but then you need that support, the team in your local area
Right.
to help out, because we all share resources.
Absolutely.
We
Subs,
our contractors, we share,
Yeah.
and then we bounce off ideas and different things, our mistakes as well. For me, it's not always good. There will be time that we don't make money. It's just to be honest, there's time, and I'm not scared to admit that there's deals that I lost money on, and there's deals that I make money on, but at the end of the day, it's a part of the business.
Right.
It's not all easy, all rosy for all of us investors. Maybe some people get lucky, or some people are smart that they only get good deals that they can just make money on. But as far as fix and flip, there's a lot of things that go with it, with dealing with the contractors, because you get some good contractors and you get some bad contractors as well.
Right.
So like I say, nothing is always easy.
Definitely.
Yeah. So we know all about that, right?
Right.
Yeah, especially about not always making money on every deal. We also know a little bit about that as well.
Yeah, we're
Right.
dealing with that right now.
And especially for being a woman too.
Yes.
I have to say, it's in this industry.
Yeah, and
You
It's
bring
tough.
up a good point. Like in this industry, like, can I ask, like, when you got started, even to now, what are some hurdles as a woman that you face that maybe myself or Joey wouldn't, you think? And if you have a story with it, by all means.
Well, definitely. When I started, being a female and being a woman, it's just this contractor will not, they don't look at me and it's like, you doing this? Like, is your husband around? Like, do you want to talk to my husband
Right.
instead of me?
Yeah.
There's actually like one framer that I got. A friend of mine recommended a framer to me, and he would only talk to my friend. He won't deal with me because I'm a woman, and I would just say, you know what? If you are not working directly with me, then I can't work with you. So that's the challenge I face. But now being into several years, I think I get a good. We have very good team. We get very good stuff on our team. Everybody works very well together, and I'm just blessed. I'm lucky to have these contractors that willing to get the work done for me as timely as possible, and help me out with everything. But It's definitely is a challenge, and a lot of time people, if I need someone new, because you always have to get additional people on your team if you have like multiple projects going on.
Right.
Then when I meet someone, and they say, "Oh, that's you," I was like, "Oh, yes, it's me." You know, it's like when so a lot of time we were on the texting. Even my friend over there, like Maggie, thought I was I was a man before she met me.
Oh wow.
Yes, because she could reach out to me and we just on the phone and on the text and email, and
Oh wow.
it was
Yeah, that's funny.
yeah.
But wow, I'm
It's
so
just
proud
a
of you.
challenge,
You
thank
know,
you.
Sid, because I've been a contractor a long time, and I don't deal with too many women in terms of in the contracting world.
Yes.
Okay, only the homeowners.
Right.
So as a male, speaking to the female homeowner, it's a little different than dealing with a female like counterpart. Either a contractor or an investor.
Yes.
I think there's more investors, female investors, than there would be like female contractor.
Right.
Although I have dealt with some in the past, but the reason that they even exist is because the husband passed away and they kind of inherited the business.
Okay.
So there was like no choice
Right.
for them. But they handled it just like the guy would, or sometimes even better, I would say. So yeah.
So, Tam, I know. So we're actually in one of your beautiful properties right now,
Thank you.
and
Thank you.
I know you mentioned, I think it was offline, that you're looking to switch from fix and flips to more like buy and holds.
Right.
But like, what areas do you typically invest in for fix and flips, and why? And why are you looking to transition now to buy and holds?
Okay, I mostly like to be in an area where I can just come in and out, feel safe, and feel, because I go to my job sites a lot, and I'm concentrate on a good school system.
Okay.
Area and where there is a train station nearby. So those are the two concentration on my fix and flip business.
Okay.
Yes. So that's pretty much that's my target market.
Okay. And as far as your buy and holds, do you have any target markets?
Buy and holds, then that's a whole different thing. Buy and hold, I want to go where the B or under the C market.
Okay.
I don't know how to explain it. It's not a high end market, but it's good enough where we get good rents. And then the C market is not like a D market where it's crazy like drug war.
Yeah, like it's not
Right.
like gangland
Yes.
and where you'll still be safe.
Correct.
Coming in where you're not gonna get mugged.
Yes.
Just trying to come in and collect your rent or something like that, right?
Right. For mostly. For rental, I would like to have right now. I really don't collect rent myself. I have companies that doing that.
Okay.
Okay, so you have
and
project
I'm
management.
a project.
doing that.
Yes, I have a project management company doing that, and I also have properties outside the state.
Oh, you do.
Yes.
Oh wow.
Yes.
Okay.
Can you elaborate a little bit on that? Like, how'd that get started?
Yeah, I invest in Ohio and Tennessee.
Okay.
So Ohio, I think you guys heard of Chamel?
Sure. Yes.
Yes.
Mhm.
So they do have properties there that I attend a property from Chamel, and they have management company out there take care of everything for me. And you just sit here and collect cash flow.
Okay. So
And the value, I'm sorry, the value is a little bit better. it's cheaper out there, and it's the tax is not gonna kill you if you have that vacancy.
Yeah, so you have a little bit of a better cash on cash return. So just so everyone in the audience can understand fully, so there's several companies out there that sell properties that are turnkey, such as Shomel Malik's, and his company focuses in areas such as Ohio, where they'll buy the property, renovate it, and then resell it to another investor like Tam here. And of course, based off of what the rents would be and how much you're spending, as far as a down payment with a mortgage, you could have really good cash on cash return, which is sometimes a lot better than what you could find here in New Jersey.
Yes.
Especially in northern New Jersey.
Especially here, yes.
Yes, that's correct. Yeah, so the key thing is that it's what we call a turnkey property, and so you're investing in turnkey.
Yes.
Okay, that's excellent.
You gotta diversify your portfolio pretty much.
Right. Yes.
Whichever you invest in, even when you in corporate, you invest in stocks, you still have to.
Yeah, you want to diversify your
Mhm.
portfolio basically.
Yeah, don't put all your eggs in one basket.
Exactly.
In other words. Yeah, so that's great to hear.
Thank you.
So you're doing fix and flips. You're investing in several turnkey properties. You have several rentals here that you have a property manager manage
Yes.
here in New Jersey.
I'm doing GC work for a couple of homeowners as well.
Okay,
Oh,
okay. So
nice.
you're also
Full-time. I'm a GC.
part-time contractor,
Yes.
right? And then you're also a investor yourself.
And
doing
I'm a
fix
mom.
flips. And a mom.
Oh, yeah,
Yes,
mom, mom,
Which is the
mom.
biggest full-time
Yes,
job of all.
I'm the proudest mom. Yes, but
Yeah, and you have beautiful, girls, right?
and boy,
And
my
boy.
son is
Okay.
10 and my twin girls are 8.
Oh, nice.
Yes, and then hopefully we're looking into multi-family apartment buildings
Oh, very nice.
coming up soon,
Nice.
right, Maggie?
So, when you say multifamily, are you doing like a syndication where you're going to come in as a limited partner, or are you looking yourself as the primary, like the general partner?
No, we are going to be the general.
You'll be the general
Yes.
partner. Okay, so you're going to be putting the deals together
Yes.
yourself. Oh,
Yes.
that's great. Well, big things to come.
Yes. More things to come.
Looking forward to
definitely.
it.
Yeah.
Now, I'm curious because you touched on it a little bit. Like you have 3 children,
Yes.
8 and 10.
Yes.
Have they gotten any interest in real estate, or have you been showing them certain things so that way when they're older?
Definitely. We've got to teach them while they're young, right? So I brought them to the job sites as well. When it's too bad, I don't bring them because I'm afraid.
Of course.
But when it start to get toward the end of the project, bring them in, or when it's finished, I'll show them the finished work. This is mommy proud.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes. But then they all know what I do. I always tell them what I do, and eventually I say, you guys gonna take over the business and do this if you guys want to do that when you grow up. But I definitely teach them, and I teach them the value of the money too, because
Definitely.
I think we try to give our children what we didn't have always,
Mhm.
as parents. And then it's just like, but I want to teach them money doesn't grow on a tree or falling from the sky. We have to work really hard for it.
I keep trying to grow that tree, it keeps dying.
Skip that. Well, let me know when you get it
Okay.
working.
I'm still trying to grow it.
Yes.
Yeah. When you got started, I mean, you touched on it like that within 3 months of being a fortune builder, you got your first project.
Yes.
Can you, I guess, go into detail of that first project, like how'd it go and what
Okay.
lessons you might have learned?
Yes, definitely. For that first project, so I kind of get that one first, but then I get a second one, which I finished the second one first before I finished the first.
Okay.
Oh
so,
wow.
So two like
At the
in
same
between,
time.
and then I had a wholesale that went on again, wholesale deal that I did a wholesale and make some nice money on that as well. But anyway, so for the first project that I acquired, I lost money because I had a bad contractor that
Oh.
really,
Okay.
and then the time frame that was on there that we held, it was like a lot of mistake, a lot of learning.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit, you know, a little more in depth about what kind of mistakes, you know, that
Sure.
that was made.
Right.
You know, because we're all here to learn,
Yes.
right? So instead of someone else making that same exact
Yes.
mistake, you know, that the you know, our audience, they could actually learn from you,
Mhm.
you know, because you've already paid for that mistake.
Right.
So now
Sure.
now you're
So,
helping them not
Yeah,
make
so
that mistake.
the one thing I always tell everybody is that cheap is not always cheap, right?
Absolutely.
So you get different contractors bid, and then you pick the cheapest one,
Mm-hmm.
and then you don't end up paying a lot more because that cheapest person or contractor is gonna leave you hanging. Like he probably come in. I always give people the benefit of doubts.
Right.
He probably come in thinking that okay, it's only gonna cost him that much. But once he realized that it's going to cost him a lot more, instead of coming up to you and say, "Hey, he's just going to run away," and then what happened with me was that he started to just send the first few days came on really strong, sending 4 or 5 guys come in and start doing the work, and then I started to realize that, and then I started to see it's only send one person here, one person. This is just like one person a day, and like. How am I supposed to get my job done, my projects finished, if you only send one person?
Right.
Yeah, so I start talking to him, and then he's, you know, it was bad. He's I was scared because I lost sleep. I cry, you know,
no.
women cry, so I pulled my hair. I pretty much really was stressed out, and then finally I just decided, done. Finish, just pack I call him up, just take your tool.
Mm-hmm.
He took my money already, but I'd rather lose money than lose my sanity.
Right.
So I let him go and then start asking my friends for help because I have started to build relationship with other investor friends, and they jump in and help me out, giving me their contractors, the connections and things like that.
Perfect. Yeah.
So I mean,
So it's not easy. It's
Yeah.
not easy.
it was a lesson learned, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
that's
And
lesson learned.
question: do you think that might have been good for you in a sense because then you got more hands-on with the project?
Yes, that too. So now with having the GC, it didn't help me. You know, I see that, but I still, with the first deal, I still have to I didn't know what I was doing. I really didn't know coming from a financial world. I have no clue, you know, what I'm supposed to do and this and that.
Yeah.
So I call on a few people, and I've learned from the fortune builder. I've learned different things. And I call on I tag on to or bounce knowledge off of the more experienced investors.
Of course.
And then that's where, you know, I start to learn. And you learn from doing it as well. So I feel that for me, getting into diving in and being at the project pretty much every day kind of helped me to learn and then pay attention to what
Definitely.
what needs to get done.
Something I like to touch up on so that the audience may not have heard, but certain things were that her first flip, your second you made money and you had a wholesale as well. But the first flip, technically, she didn't make any money from.
Lost money.
She lost money. So that's nothing to be ashamed of because everyone's gonna lose money at one point. If you don't, you're a freaking liar.
and the thing with this is also that once you fall down, the main thing is to get up. for me to lost money on that deal, I still have to keep going, and that's the key. You gotta keep on moving, and learn from your mistake, and go on. You know.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's okay. I lost money on my first flip too.
Yes. Most of us do.
Yeah,
So-
I made money on my first flip, but I got really lucky though, because I had 35K over asking. If I didn't, then I would have lost money.
Right. And then the second home, the first home that I sold was to Yan Su that you know.
Oh, okay.
Yes,
Sure.
and I just loved the house that
Yeah.
I did,
Okay.
and we still keep in touch until now.
Oh,
you know.
nice.
It's,
Yeah.
nice family, new family that came in, and great people. And I'm just very happy because I love what I do, and then I see a older house, and I be able to change it and make it into a beautiful home for a new home buyer. It's just like it's awesome. It's a great feeling.
Transforming the neighborhood.
Yes. One at a time.
So Tam, tell our audience some of the books that you've read that you enjoy.
Okay, so the book that I like when I started with this real estate investing thing is that the E-Myth,
Okay.
Rich Dad Poor Dad. There's also the Negotiation. I think there's a book out on Trump style negotiation.
Trump-style negotiation.
Yes.
Sure.
And then also what's the other book that I do, like the seven habits of highly effective people.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. So those are all good books.
Yes.
I would definitely.
Now start with going into the multi-investing house, looking in and reading those books as well.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
multi-
I guess the final question we have for you then is, what's some of the best advice you've gotten from another investor?
Okay. So the best advice, definitely that I think I mentioned that before, is cheap is not always cheap, right? So you always have to go when you get a bid or something, then just don't just go for the cheapest, because you're gonna end up paying more for it anyway. And then just do your due diligence. You have write out the list of things that you need to do when you're before or after you close on the deal. This way, before is definitely your due diligence periods.
Yeah.
Do that. Tick off. Get a list and try to go through them.
Okay.
That's awesome.
So I don't have any more questions. Joe, do you?
Yeah, no, I don't have any questions, but Tam, tell the audience where they can find you, especially on social media, what platforms you're on, and your handle on each platform.
All right. You mean in the Facebook?
Yeah, like
yes, I'm on
Facebook, Instagram.
Facebook,
and-
Instagram, Tam, TLE. So Tam space TLE is my last name. You can look up on me on there, and if you friend me, just make sure that you mention. So it's a lot of time. I'll accept the friends, but I'm on Instagram and Facebook, and we have our in company Facebook and website as well. The Facebook page is INS Property Solutions. You can go to www.inspropertysolution.com, or you can go on Facebook. Our Facebook page is Facebook/INS Property Solutions.
Okay.
All right.
Great.
Awesome.
And thank you for having me on here.
Thank you for being a guest. And as always, please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.